Sorry if you hear fuzzing noises. I'm in the bed and next to a window. So if you hear breezes and fuzzing noises, just know that I'm moving and that I'm next to a window. Just to let you know. And this video is gonna be what if Deku was a todoroki. So Deku is gonna be a todoroki because this is what the video I wanted. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. So this video is what if Deku was a todoroki, and Todoroki and Deku they're just being born. So so since they're just being born, a few years later, as like Todoroki and Deku are being born, is like Izuku and Todoroki, they're playing in the backyard, and well, this is when Todoroki quirk starts to appear. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, I just have to do something with my phone real quick. So they're playing and Todoroki's quirk starts to appear. As they're doing this, as they're playing, they see Todoroki's quirk and they immediately go to the quirk doctor. So since they go to the quirk doctor, the quirk doctor says their quirk is they say that their quirk is Todoroki's quirk is Todoroki's quirk is fire and ice. That's it. So they say what is Izuku's quirk? They say they can't find it. They use every machine, every gadget, they can't find his quirk. So Endeavor's like, okay, but so Endeavor says okay, and like 4 months later, like they were training, like Endeavor mostly trained Todoroki than he did with Izuku, but like he still trained. So like in these 4 months, Endeavor told Todoroki and Deku to fight each other, but so they do because they don't want to get their father mad, and they know if they do, he would just abuse them. So they do as he says, and well, hold on. Sorry, I have to yawn for a little bit, but their quirk. So they train, but this is when Deku's quirk starts to appear, and like you can see that his quirk is there, but it's very very faint, and you can't see it really. Like it's barely there, but you know it's there. I'm sorry, that's the cars that's outside honking at each other. I don't know if something happening on outside, and I don't feel like it. Hold on. Yeah, nothing's happening. So, sorry. Deku's quirk, it's let me show you. Deku's quirk is black fire, like just not from Teen Titans, but just literally black fire, as you can see, and like red ice, but more bloody than it is. Like it's kind of scary. So, like Deku and Todoroki's quirk, like that's Deku and Todoroki's quirk. Okay, I'm back, and I just had to do something because people kept coming in and out of my room. So yeah, so that's basically Deku and Todoroki's quirk. Like, Deku's quirk showed up 4 months later after Todoroki's, and well, So Deku, so this is when like they get home and they say, like, before they get home, they check what Deku's quirk was, and they say they can't find it still. They use machines, gadgets, and they say they still can't find it. This is when a quirk doctor that has a quirk that, like, his quirk, if he feels something, he can automatically find it. Like, that's just it. So they ask, so he tries to find Deku's quirk, and it doesn't work at first, but he starts sensing it a little bit. He sensed that his quirk is it's very fatal. His quirk is really strong, but it's fatal. You can barely sense it, or you can barely sense it, and you can barely sense his quirk. You can barely sense his quirk. That's why the machines aren't picking up anything, and that's why at first his quirk wasn't picking up anything too, because it's kind of little, but it's big, powerful big. So this is when Endeavor's like, okay. So this is when he then starts training Deku with his red ice and black fire. And he's training him, and he sees that he's kind of more powerful than Todoroki. So he trains him more than he trains Todoroki. That explains the scars on his body. Sorry. That kind of explains the scars on his body. So this is when a house fire, this is when Endeavor, he's wondering, while he was training Deku, he's wondering why is his fire black and his ice red. So then this is when he then goes this is when he goes to his wife and he asks, "Are you cheating on me with someone else?" She says no, and she is telling the truth. She's not cheating. So she says, she then says, "Why would you think something like that?" He says, "I don't know, maybe it's because my son has black fire and red ice." So she says, "So maybe that's just something. Maybe that's just an infection or something." So he says, "There's no way, because I just have," because he says, "I just have fire and you just have ice. And you just have ice. There's no way his ice should be red and his fire should be black." So they just get into an argument. Hold on. So they get into an argument. The kids, they can hear it. They can hear that they're arguing. This happens for 3 days, and after those 3 days, they just start arguing. And Endeavor, he's training Todoroki right now. And as he's training Todoroki, there's a villain that's trying to attack their house. His quirk, he can, he has a half quirk like Todoroki. He, his quirk, he's able to manipulate minds. He can manipulate voices in people's mind. So he just starts manipulating Todoroki's mind, having his dad's voice in it, saying, "You're useless, you're a loser, you're weak, and you can never be All Might. You never can be as good as me." And this just starts to get Todoroki mad, so he just starts rampaging everywhere. And Um, so this is when a fire breaks out in their house. Oh yeah, and I'll say like they are rich and they live somewhere else for right now. Like they don't live in the house that's in Cannon, but they live somewhere else right now. So a house fire breaks out and they're like, oh crap. And like this was Todoroki because he just started rampaging. So this is when Endeavor tells him to calm down, and he does calm down, but now there's a house fire. But I'll say like after Endeavor was training before Endeavor was training Todoroki, he was training Deku. That's why he has all these bruises, scars on his body. So this is when he then sees. This is when they all go outside because like there's house fire and they check if there's anyone left in the house. This is when Dobby, I can't remember his name in canon, like his real name. I'm just gonna call him Dobby. If you can tell me in the comments down below, that would be great. So they say Dobby says Izuku's still. They say Izuku's still in there, and this is when Endeavor looks back and he sees there wasn't just a house fire, but villains are also attacking. So he's like, dang it. He has to try and save his son and also fight villains. Like he's trying to do both, save his son and fight villains. But like Endeavor can't control the fire and fight villains at the same time. And also like try and save his son. Because right now, like his son's in his room sleeping after his training because he was using his quirk too much, and like it's like he just fainted. He just went to sleep after his energy kind of like ran out. He's like and Endeavor's just like he has such a powerful quirk, but even though he does, he's still weak. He's still so weak. So he's gonna train. So he was gonna train him more, but like this is when Endeavor I'm sorry, I just need that breather for a minute. So Endeavor's trying to fight villains and also trying to save his son. This is when 3 minutes later other heroes come, but it's too late. They already took Izuku because they were seeing that Endeavor was kind of winning, but he was losing at the same time. So they say retreat. So they start retreating. One of them sees Deku. They take him and they're just out. This is when when Endeavor sees that they were retreating. So they were retreating. They were going back to where they came from, and I'll say at this time they also had a plan to meet with All For One, but they were kind of running late, so that's kind of a reason why they had to retreat. And so they say as the fire was happening and as Endeavor was trying to fight back the villains and control the fire so that way it doesn't really get to his son, Deku did wake up, but because of the smoke that was around, he couldn't really breathe, and so sorry, I do not have COVID, just to let you all know. So as Deku kind of hits his head on the floor, but what he does, as he was trying to get out of the house, he was already hitting his head pretty hard. So when he landed on the floor, he hit his head even harder. And so this is when one of the villains saw him, and they just picked him up and started running. And this is when they go to Kurogiri, and so they meet with Kurogiri and All For One, and they're like, "All For One, sir, we're sorry we're late. Sorry we're late. We just had something to do real quick." So they're like, so All For One's like, bro, I don't. Well, he doesn't say bro, but he's like, I don't care, bro. Like he just lets Kurogiri end their lives. So they say, wait. Don't end our lives just yet. We have something for you. So this is when they bring out Izuku, and they're like, and like and All For One's like, bro, and All For One's like, I don't care. So he's like, I don't care about some kid, bro. Like, what do you think this is? But he just like he says, I don't care about that kid. Like, this ain't no orphanage. Goodbye. So he just straight up. So Kurogiri just straight up kill him without any consent. He just kills them. And he just kills them, and this is when All For One says the meeting is over, and like he just says that since they're dead because the meeting is just over. And then this is when Kurogiri turns back and says, Master, what do we do about the kid? He just tries to think what to do with him. So he just says, leave him in some nearby place or alleyway or something. And they're like, and Kurogiri just does that. This is when Inko is walking around in the rain, and she sees a little boy who looks over less than a year over he just looks less over a year than 5, because Izuku's 4 and Todoroki's 5. So since like Todoroki, so Izuku, he then goes to so Inko sees Izuku, and this is when she looks around, and she just takes Izuku and she brings him home. Izuku has amnesia, and he doesn't know where he comes from, what his name is, or like he doesn't know anything. He just doesn't know anything. So this is when Inko Ingo has been taking care of Zuko for a little past of the days, and this is when they go to the police station, and they're like, hello ma'am, and they say, do any of you know who this kid is? They say, nah, we don't know. They're like, we don't know who he is, but they say we will happily bring him to an orphanage for you, since he's not your real biological son. Or so they're like Inko knows how bad like foster care is. Like she knows the trouble. Like Inko knows how it is. So they're like, so at this point At this point, they then say. At this point, like they say, can I just? So Deku goes to an orphanage because sorry that keeps happening. It's just my phone. So they take Deku to an orphanage and he was only there for 10 days and that was it. And within those 10 days, he just kept crying for Inko, and that was it. Inko was the only person he knows and the only person he actually trusted, and all those other kids, they were being mean to him, kind of. So, yeah. Oh yeah, just to let you know, Deku does have white hair, but his white hair is kind of it's you can see his white hair, but he also has red hair, and that's in the middle. And you can't really see his red hair unless you're taller than Zuko. So unless you're taller than him, you can't really see his red hair. And well, oh my gosh. This is when Izuku then. This is when Inku asks Izuku, would she like if she adopted him, and Izuku says yes. And she's like, well, and she's like, okay, but I'm also gonna have to name you. How about Izuku? And she says, and that name sounds familiar to Izuku, but he doesn't mind it since he's just a kid. So he says yes, he doesn't mind. So he says he doesn't mind it, but so he says he doesn't mind it. And this is when they write his name as Izuku Midoriya instead of Zuku Todoroki, since they don't know what his last name was. Oh yeah, and Isashi, or however you say Deku's dad name, Isashi or whatever, he's dead. His life is just out. That dude's done. He's dead. So at this point, as Deku was growing up, he stopped caring for heroes. He has met with Bakugo, but everyone just makes fun of Deku because his ice looks scary because of blood and all that stuff, and his fire is it's hellfire but way more hotter. Imagine it as lava type of fire, and it's so hot that imagine lava and the sun type of fire had a baby, and this is it. It's really, really, really hot. Even if it touches you a little bit, you will immediately get burned, third degree burns, immediately. So they're oh, he's a villain, he's they're scared of Izuku. But Bakugo is scared of Izuku too, but he's scared of Izuku too as well, but he tries to play it cool, and he just starts bullying Izuku. And over time, Deku stopped caring for heroes, not because of his bullying, but because in his perspective, he sees heroes as, why do we need heroes again? Why do we need them? They're locking up villains for kind of he sees the kind of locking villains up for no reason. Maybe they're doing what they do for a reason, and since they can't be heroes, they're being villains instead. Or maybe they used to be heroes, but they had no choice but to take the villain path, or whatever. Oh yeah, and also because they say that people have heard that Endeavor has had 2 kids, 2 more kids. other than like, other than, sorry, hold on. Okay, sorry, that was just, I'm asking what I would like to eat. Because right now it would be kind of late and it's dinner time, so, yeah. So, Deku, um, he doesn't see the point of heroes. Like, he just doesn't care about heroes, but then again, he doesn't care about villains either. He just kind of like an emotionless person. He doesn't care about much things other than Inko and him and himself. So this is when oh yeah, and Deku was planning to become a hero. He was. That's the key word. He was. So, as Deku is getting ready, like, he's getting ready to go to school. He goes to school, and this is when, like, you know, a few minutes later, this is when, like, this is when the anime starts to, well, start, actually. And, like, Izuku, he's very kind to other people, but he doesn't, like, he's kind to people, but he doesn't really like to show off his emotions. Oh, and Izuku and Bakugo tried to bully Izuku, but since he saw that Izuku just really doesn't care, he just stopped. Sorry, I need to do something. Okay, I'm done. So he sees that, and oh yeah, and Izuku, just like Todoroki, he doesn't like to show much of his emotions. Oh yeah, and the thing with Todoroki and the boiled water thing, it still happened. So yeah, that kind of like still happens, like in canon. So people see, even though people see Deku's quirk as kind of scary, when they look at him, they see like, well, they see, they see this. This is what they see when they look at Deku. He has long red hair, and oh yeah, and like I know what you're gonna ask. What happened to his white hair? His white hair isn't on, like, even though he has. I'm sorry. Even though Deku has, even though Deku has red hair, he still has white hair, but like it's like right here where his left eye is, like that little bit of white hair just right there. And he did like kind of dye his hair a little bit. He dyes his hair black a little bit, but that's it. But and he also has ear piercings, but we're not gonna talk about that. Actually, he doesn't. He doesn't have ear piercings. He just has a normal like kind of hair and ears. And like, but he did ask his mom if he can dye his hair. So yeah. So so this is when like people see Bakugo and Deku as the strongest kids in school, but they see Deku even stronger. Like, Bakugo and Deku have fought before, but and that solved, and like the fight ended and Deku winning. Like, the fight ended and Deku winning. So they're like, wow, Bakugo is weak to this man. Like, they have they fight, like they fought 3 times. Like, he won, like they fought once. The first time Bakugo lost. Second time Bakugo won, but that was because Izuku was going easy on him and he wasn't using his quirk. Like, he didn't feel like using his quirk. So 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 Deku, his. I'm sorry. I just remember something that was really funny. That's why I'm laughing. So, so this is when they fought the third time and Deku won. So they say, wow, that's basically 2 wins for Deku and 1 win for Bakugo. But it's kind of like it wasn't a real win since Deku wasn't using his quirk to fight back. So yeah, he just automatically won by default. So they see Deku as the strongest and hottest kid in class, and like Deku gets way more girls than Bakugo, but like you already know, bro. You already know. So like, and like Deku's kind to people, but he doesn't show off his emotion. That's why people are kind of attractive to him more than he is. Oh yeah, and he's also kind of emo as well, but because of that, like most guys think him as like the boys of the school think of him as the emo kid, but the girls think of him as the really hot, cute guy, no homo. Like I'm not gay or nothing like that. Like for real, bro. Like what do you think this is? Sorry. So at this point, like they say, so this is when the teacher says, "Oh, I have these papers for you guys, and like um like he says he has the papers for these guys. They have to sign it for what they want to be in the future, and everyone's like, oh man, like bro, you for real?" And then like then this is when this is when Bakunin makes his speech of the class. Like he just says, all you actors better not get in my way. I'm going to UA, and all you actors may be lucky to be some drug dealers or some like drug dealers co-worker, or like some pro hero sidekick or something. Like he basically just says that, and the guy who was the teacher just throws all the papers up in the air, like like in canon. And then this is when he says Bakugo is going to UA, and this is when he then says, "Oh, Zuko's going to UA as well." So this is when Bakugo's like, I guess we both going to UA, okay?" Because he doesn't really want to mess with Deku. He knows that he can win in a fight against him. Oh yeah, and just let you know, in if Endeavor and Todoroki, if Endeavor and Izuku were to fight, Endeavor will win. But if Izuku and Todoroki would fight, Izuku's gonna win. Because his fire can immediately, it just instant burns Todoroki's ice. And the only thing Deku has to do is show his black flames, and they immediately just start burning Todoroki's ice fast, like really fast. So like yeah, against Deku, it makes no real sense of doing so. And oh yeah, and Deku's ice is just as strong. It's like more stronger than his mom's ice. It's more stronger than his mom's ice, so you don't really want to mess with this man. That's why he just keeps winning against Bakugo, because not because he trained, but like he did train, but he would only train like a little bit. Like he would train like for 2 hours and that's it. So yeah. So what a drag. So so Buck so like they so this is when This is when like he gets attacked by the sludge villain, and like he he doesn't really want to use his quirk, but against the sludge villain, but he does, but he like, but he does, and even though he does, it does burn the sludge villain, but it's not really working on him because he's like slime. Like I don't know if you can burn slime, but like every time he does, he's like kind of just pinning it out. Like he's not really pinning it out. It's just not really working on this man. So this is when Deku then knows like, oh, great, that's a weakness. Slime is my weakness. So this is when he realized like, oh my god, I'm about to die. So this is when All Might comes and he helps Deku. And like you know what happens in canon, like he grabs onto his pants, and this is when he asks. This is when he then asks if can he be a hero even though he like kind of has a more villainous quirk without even though he does. And I'm gonna say, hold on, what time is it? 10:10. Okay. No, I'm like, forget it. So I'm gonna make All Might more of a like, I'm gonna make All Might kind of a like mean and bad person more than he already is. So this is when he tells Deku, you want to be a hero with a villain quirk. Like you can try, but I don't think you can. Like, bro, you got a villain quirk. You better give up on becoming a hero, bro. Like, I don't think this is. So hearing those words from All Might, like hearing those words from All Might saying you can't become a hero even though you have like a kind of villainous quirk, like that just kind of breaks Deku. Like he wasn't really gonna try and become a hero or anyway, even if he wasn't like he just wanted he just wanted some inspiration from All Might. Like he wanted some inspiration from All Might, like saying maybe like you can be a hero even though you do have a villain quirk. So so Deku would have been like, bet bro, it's time for me to become a hero. But hearing those words from All Might, he's like, bro, why you said that? Like, that's not what I wanted you to hear. Like, that's not what I wanted to hear from you, bro. So this is when like the sludge villain attack starts to happen, and like they can't really do anything about it. This is when Deku goes up and he starts to use his quirk, but he doesn't use his fire quirk since the last time he did that wasn't really working. He uses his blood ice quirk, and everyone sees this, and they're kind of scared, thinking it's a villain, but it's not. It's the kid that it's basically the kid that has red hair and and red eyes. So he's so this is when he kind of freezes the sludge villain, and he saves Bakugo. So this is when they start scolding Deku, saying you can't use the quirk in public and you scared everybody. You thought you were a villain. Like they just start scolding him, saying you could have died and all that. And this is when Deku just says, I did better than all of you did. None of you could even save him. What are you talking about? Like stop trying to scold me for what y'all couldn't do. Y'all the weaklings, bro. So they're like, the heroes, they're just speechless because they know that he's right. Like they know that this kid just did something they couldn't even do, even though they tried. So Deku, Deku, he starts this is when Deku says, this is when Deku's like this is when Deku's like, okay, yeah, speeches now, I'm out. This is when Bakugo starts his little speech saying, I need your help, bro. Saying, I need your help. You was useless. I could do it all by myself. But he, like, ends up thanking Deku. Like, he knows that he's trying to say thank you in a way. And he's like, yeah, I know you just trying to say thank you. You're welcome. Like, he just does that. This is when Omar then comes and he's like, young Midoriya, I want you to, like, he just starts saying what he does in canon. Like, and man's like, bro, no, you just told me I couldn't be a hero even though with my quirk. Like, what do you think this is, bro? Like, son. Like, he doesn't really say that, but like, he says, you can't be a hero. You just told me I can't be a hero. And now you want me to take a quirk and like, try to be a hero now? Bro, I'm not trying to be like you, bro. So he says, I know another kid that might want your quirk, so give it to him instead. I don't want that. So Deku goes up to Yue, like, he does what he does, like in canon. He saves Umaraka, but he gets more points. Like, he saves people, like he saves more people. Like, he saves people and attack the most highest like robots. So like so this is when, like, President Mike makes his speech. Like, oh yeah, and Deku, he does not trip. He's like, bro, I'm too cool for that, bro. I do not trip. I watch my steps. So this is when Deku's off the class. He immediately notices Mr. Aizawa, and he's just not gonna mind it. He's just gonna sit down normally, and everyone just starts looking at him like, oh, you're the one who saved me and all that stuff, and they're like, I bet. So Deku, he just starts, like, as he was on the way to his class, and like while he's in class, he's thinking, you know what? I'ma become a villain, bro. Like, I don't care about none of these people. Like, I'ma just become a villain. Like, he's like, I'ma move. Like, I'm cool, but I'm gonna move like a villain. Sorry. So Deku. So this is when So Aizawa says, well, what he does in canon, but like Deku, he just gets an average. Like he gets an average on basically everything. Like, he tries to not be all that smart, but he like gets an average. So this is when like Deku, he just starts getting to know all of the UA. He like he wants to know all of UA, because if he's gonna become a villain, he's like I better know every hero's quirk and like name and like all this stuff. So before the USJ thing happened, since Deku kind of picks up on things faster than he usually does. Like, he picks up on things faster than he usually does. So he just starts asking people around, like, oh, what's your name, what's your quirk, and all that. Like he just gets all that, but he only did that to half the kids he knows. Like, he only did that to class 1B and class 1C. Like, that's the only classes he knows for right now. So this is when he stumbles upon something, and he says, bet, bro, So like, well, he doesn't say bet, bro, but like, he just finds a paper that's like, it has every single person's name and quirk on the list. So so yeah. So now that he knows all this knowledge, I'll say, oh yeah, and I'll also say that Deku, he can remember things. Like he can remember almost anything, but he still has amnesia about some things. Oh yeah, and if you don't know the ship is gonna be, hold on. So this is basically, so this is basically this is it. This is basically Toga. Like the ship is Deku X Toga. That's it. Okay, here we are. So the ship is Deku X Toga. So yeah. And since Deku is well, since Deku is kind of, so he gets like he gets the list and he remembers everyone's quirk and name. So yeah, but he doesn't remember their name, but he does remember their name, but he also remembers their quirk and how they look. So yeah, he basically remembers everything, and then this is when he goes to the principal's office. I'm sorry, I I really can't remember that little teddy bear's name. Not Akuma, or not the guy, not the kid, not the thing I'm talking about. But, n- I can't remember, but it's something, but I can't remember. So he goes to the principal's office and he's like, I quit. I don't want to be here anymore. So he's like, so this is when he asks, Midoriya, why wouldn't you want to be in school anymore? He's like, I just don't like it here. I don't feel comfortable here. It's not because of the kids or because of the studying side or because like how. It's just I really don't feel comfortable here. I'd rather go to another school than here. So he's like, fine if that's what you want, but if that's what you want, we'll let you go. But like, can you give us more of an explanation? He's like, I can't give you more of an explanation, but that, sir, I just really don't like it here. So he's like, okay. So this is when Deku's like, he gets his normal stuff and all that, and people have asked if he is related to Todoroki, and he's like, no, I don't know him. I like he is in his class. He knows what Todoroki looks like, but like he doesn't know that they're blood related. So like this is when like Deku, he's just in an alleyway. This is just, and like a few days have passed, and like he's having an ordinary day. And this is when he meets with Toga, and he's like, oh, and he just sees that this girl just killed somebody. He doesn't know if he should report this to the police. Like he doesn't know if he should run away or do something. But like he's just seen this young girl kill somebody. Like, and he's like kind of scared, but also not, since like he just doesn't care, but he's kind of scared. So I'm sorry. So Deku goes to. So he then asks Toga. So well, he doesn't ask Toga. He knows that Toga is there, and she doesn't spot him yet. Now I'll say this is kind of convenient, but this is when Deku stepped on a little tiny tree branch, and he sees that, and Toga then looks behind her, and he sees that she sees him, and he sees her. They make eye contact, and this man just starts running behind him. Like, he just starts running, but I'll say Toga's faster. And since he catches up to Izuku, and she knocks him out for like a little bit. They're still in that alleyway, but he has been knocked out for like 5 minutes. Well, kind of like 10 minutes. No, 15 minutes. And they say, hey, they're like, hey, is there something? So she says, hi, I'm Toga, I can't remember Toga's full name, but she says, hi, I'm Toga. And Deku's like, hi, I don't know what to say right now. Because he's more scared than he is. He's more scared for his safety than he is like worried about like what's gonna happen, like what is she gonna do. Like she sees that as he was running away and as he got knocked out, he started bleeding a little bit. And he was bleeding from like his lips. But it was like from inside of his mouth kind of. So like she goes in and she kisses Izuku but on the lips. Oh yeah, and well, I'm not gonna lie, this really is the only decent picture that I could find. Which didn't look all that crazy. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something else. Okay, I'm back. So Toga's eyes, like, they were kind of like this. Like, when Deku was bleeding from his mouth, like, she saw him as, like, he was already kind of hot to her. Like, Deku was already kind of cute in her eyes, so it looked like this. But after she kissed him, they looked like this. This is how they looked. And, like, this man, Deku, he was surprised. Like, he was shocked. So, like, he can now see the hearts in her eyes. Like, this girl is horny and like, she wants to do something. So this is when this man, Deku, he just starts running. Like, he can use his quirk, but since, like, he's blushing too, but, like, he doesn't really know what to do. Like, that was kind of his first kiss, and like he doesn't really want to do it with someone crazy. So he like, I gotta think of something. Like, what should I do? So since Deku doesn't really know what to do, he's like, oh crap, sorry about that. Since Deku doesn't know what to do, he runs so far. Like, they were actually, like, he just runs, like, really far away. So he runs so far that he's nearly next to his house. Well, not nearly next to it. He's 3 blocks away from his house. So he's like, okay, all I gotta do is walk 3 more blocks. Since he ran all the way to, like, he just kind of ran all the way to his house. Because that's how scared he was. So this is when Deku doesn't notice it, but he's next to an alleyway, and this is when someone grabs him. And who do you know it is? It's her. Looking like this. So Deku's like, dang it, she called up to me. So this is when she kisses Deku again, and she has this type of expression on. So Deku doesn't know what to do. So he just his mom isn't home yet. Like his mom works kind of an important job. So she told him that she'll be out for like a few days. So he goes to his house and so he pushes Tucker off of him and he just runs quickly to his house with the stamina he was able to get left. So so he quickly runs in his house, and this is when he gets to his door. And you know how in the scary movies they quickly run to their apartment and there's this psychopath trying to kill them, and they're like kind of right behind them. You can think of it like that. That's how it's basically gonna go down. So Deku's like he's getting the keys, he's shaking, he's trying to get them in a lock, and he doesn't know what to do. Because Toga at this point she just ran up a bunch of stairs and now she's walking towards him, but kind of slowly. So this is when he's shaking and he drops his keys. Sorry, I'm back. That was just my uncle saying that he got the pizza. So, Deku then grabs his keys and he stopped shaking for a little bit. He gets the key in the keyhole and he opens the door and quickly lock it. And he just quickly locks the door. And Toga, she's just banging on the door like a maniac. Like while he was asleep, she went in his wallet and she saw that his name was Izuku Midoriya. And she's like, let me in, Izuku. She's like, let me in, Izuku. And he's like, oh my god, who is this girl and how does she know my name? Like Izuku doesn't know what's happening right now, because at this point he's just really confused. So, oh my god, sorry about that. I just found that picture. But Izuku he finds, so since he locked the door, like 3 minutes later he checks, like he was just holding down the door, like he checks through the peephole and he sees that there's no one there anymore and the knocking stopped. So he thinks that this girl finally gave up and she stopped. So so since this girl just stopped knocking on his door, at this point he was kind of ready to give up. Like he knew that his mom would be out for a few days, but I would say like Toga has been watching him, like not for the past few days, but she was like, since she gave up at the she didn't really give up, but she got something long enough that she was able to grab like Deku's window. It was open. It was like wide open. It was always open for like anything can get in, like automatically anything. So she climbs in. So she gets something like a rope, you can say, and she somehow just climbs in. And like this is without Deku even knowing it. Like she was being so sneaky that Deku didn't know she just climbed in his room. So like Deku makes him some ramen, he eats it, he then takes a shower and he gets ready for bed. And Toga, she was like hiding in this man's closet. And she saw that oh my god, he was heading for his closet. So she didn't really know what to do. And she already saw this man naked and all that. So like she saw his you know what, and she's like, dang, that thing big, bruh. No homo, but Deku, he's just like, okay, I need to think about something. What can I do? Like, Oh my god, I just had a weird day, bro. Like, some crazy girl just started chasing after me, and oh. So at this point, Deku, like, she finds up a place where to hide. Like, she just hides in Deku's dirty clothes that was in, since, like, since that was in his, closet. So she hides in there, and Deku doesn't see her. So she gets in there and, well, hides. And, like, he gets dressed and goes to sleep, and that's it. And the next part that I will be making won't be as long as this one, and I'm just trying to get hungry and kind of tired, so yeah, I'll see you guys next time.